Hello again, and thank you for tuning in. This is a re-record, so I don't know what to title this one. I am gonna share something with you that I wrote that I shared in the recording that I am not gonna post, and and so I don't know. Um, yeah, so I I don't know what to call this. Like first channel posted channeled message or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, my name's Nehru, and you are tuned into the Encourager. Thank you so much for tuning in. I checked the channel today, and we have 20 subscribers. So that's even closer to I don't know, 5 million. uh, and So yeah, so thank you, new subscriber, all subscribers. I am not one who urges people to subscribe. The ones who subscribe to the channel because they are getting something from what they're hearing, or they're stalkers and doppelgangers and that. And I do have those. Like many of the spiritual, I don't know what you would want to call them, teachers, advisor, whatever, that are on YouTube. Right? There's all kinds of trolling, stalker, doppelganging. There's all that. Copycats. There's all that. And I've dealt with that myself. But I hope you're doing well again. Yeah, the last 24 hours have been quite amazing. And so I want to share something that I wrote. It's a poem, I guess. And then I'm going to share the things that I had written down throughout the night, starting yesterday into early morning this morning. So what I'm going to read to you, I wrote this year, and it's just something from just something that I wrote. And so I shared it in the video that I'm not posting, and so I want to share it with you just because I turned to that page when I was looking for some other information, and Spirit stopped me and wanted me to share that. So I'm going to share this with you. I wrote this sometime this year. It's called Today. And hello and good morning today. Please be soft and kind today. I understand challenges are necessary today. Love me today. I am thankful for you today. I am content today. I am content today. I don't know why I was stretching that word out. I can control just myself today. Today, I commit to you. I am enjoying you today. Today, you are a gift. Today, comma, you are a gift. The day is a gift. A present. Tomorrow, today, will be again. Tomorrow, today, will be again. But that time will matter only when tomorrow becomes today. So don't worry about tomorrow, okay? It creates anxiety. Don't stress about what's not here yet. You're stressing about things that are... When you stress about things that you can't control in the moment, you emotionally step outside of divine timing. Okay? We're all guilty of it. I've done it. So let me read you what I've written down here. So Denver, that could be Denver, Colorado, John Denver, or some other place called Denver. Or your last name could be Denver. It could be a first name Denver. Who knows? It could be any number of things. The biggest part of me, and I made a mistake in the last video. I said Batista sings that song. I don't know where Batista came from. I know a family in Florida named Batista. Their last name is Batista, but I don't know where Batista came from. It's Ambrosia Ambrosia sings the song "Biggest Part of Me," or at least the version that I like. There is another "Biggest Part of Me," but it's a slower song, and to me, it's a little depressing. I didn't look up that song. I don't know who sings that one. So yes, Ambrosia sings "Biggest Part of Me." Okay, sorry, Ambrosia. I didn't mean to give your credit to someone else in a previous video. Okay, and I wrote down Alameda. I don't know what Alameda is. And She Gives Plastic. So what I stated again in the video that's not being posted is She Gives Plastic means someone's being fake. Someone's being false. Someone's being not being transparent. Someone's throwing shade, being shady. Someone's not on the up and up is what She Gives Plastic means. And it could be he too, but the words She Gives Plastic is what came to me. Okay? Big sores get more. And I was actually me in my own mental music studio. I was singing it, big sores get more, big sores get more. So anyway, so give, right? Yesterday I gave out $40. I did. I gave out $40 yesterday. A 20 to a guy who was standing at an intersection with a sign that said he was needing some money for food or something. I gave him a $20 bill. And there were two guys I was walking back to the house, and there was two guys who were certainly homeless. And Arizona has at least Tucson has a large homeless population. I thought Florida was bad for this, Central Florida around Daytona and all of that. No. And it used to be something like Tucson is, but due to the weather, right? And the same thing with Florida. Due to the weather conditions, the weather conditions are a big part of why southern states deal with so much homelessness typically, especially again the tropical types of states, right? So it rains very little here in Arizona, and certainly not nearly as much as it rains in Florida. It rains in Florida almost every day in the summertime. So I bless the rains down in Africa. Take some time to do the things we never had. I don't know what that song is. I'm just singing it, but I wrote down, I bless the rains in Africa. That's the song that comes to mind. I don't know who sings that song, but I do like the song. I like the lyrics of the song. I like the feel of the song. Music, by the way, as I mentioned in the previous video when I spoke on about diversity, music is frequency. That's why music can change your mood. Okay? Frequencies change your mood. Nikola Tesla tried to tell us this. Eckhart Tolle tries to tell us this, show us this. Who else? There are many. Throughout time, who has tried to show us that we are energy. Our spirit is mature. An adult, birthed as an adult, right? So your spirit, man, is only truth. Is only truth, because that comes from Most High. So your spirit cannot tell you a lie. Your spirit cannot deceive you. If you are hearing, I read a post today, someone was saying that the Father's telling them to go and stay. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Divine is not a double-minded deity. Okay? That's the enemy. The enemy says yea and nay. The enemy is confusion. The enemy is Babel. Okay? Not Most High. Okay? So I didn't know that individual, and I was reading something that had been previously posted, and it was in a chat. So there was no way for me to reply to the chat or anything, because it was like a live kind of thing. So she wouldn't have gotten the message anyway. But I read that And I just thought, there's one that's not seeing clearly, because there's no way you would ask Most High a question and he would say, stay, go. Go, stay. Stay, go. Go, stay. Wait, I don't know. Give me a second. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Hold on. What, really? No. Okay? So if you're getting contradicting answers, so you wake up today and it's yes. And then tomorrow it's no. Or 5 minutes later it's no. Or you ask again, right? So be confident in the answer that you receive. Okay? Be confident in the answer that you receive from Most High. What is your inner self telling you? Your gut, what is that still small, quiet voice telling you? Okay? Because that's the one. He's not the one that's yelling. He's not the one that's loud. Nope, not that voice. Okay? Trendsetter, I wrote. Fiduciary. Home goods, I don't know. Maybe someone's going to Home Goods today. Hot summer. I look forward to a hot summer. I always enjoy the summer. Springtime is probably my favorite time of the year, just because of the newness. And yes, Home Goods. Tracy McGrady. I don't know why I wrote down Tracy McGrady's name. He's a former NBA basketball player. I don't know his zodiac sign or any of that. I know he's played for the Houston Rockets. He's played for the Orlando Magic. He's played for the Toronto Raptors. And maybe a few other teams that, when I got out of watching sports, that I don't know today. And I don't watch a lot of sports today. Most of the time I watch highlights, especially by myself, because by myself there's no need for me to spend 4 hours watching a football game. There's just no need for that. I could do so many other things in that amount of time and just come back and catch the highlights. And maybe that's something that's that process is for someone, not pertaining to sports, but you can learn to speed read so you don't have to actually sit there and slowly thumb through the entire book, I guess. So heroin and overdose. So I don't know. I've never been associated with the drug arena like that. I never, ever. I grew up in the projects until I was 11. And even in the projects, the only time I've ever been interested in selling drugs, I was in high school. I was a junior in high school. And this crazy guy in high school, he was talking to me, and he was like, hey, I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to be talking to whatever, I don't know, his people. In high school, you don't have your people. I don't know, your vertebrae probably isn't fully bone yet. You're still developing. But I remember I to show you how trusting I was of the Mason warlock that did polygamy, that was a polygamist and a pastor and reverend, which isn't a biblical title. There's no reverend in scripture, and so that is a man-made title. Man-made titles are garbage, and yeah. And even biblical titles are isolating. So if someone is a prophet and all you see them as a prophet, when they come to you and now they are a healer, are you going to be able to accept them? If they're a teacher and they come to you as a prophet, are you going to accept the word? Right? So titles are restricting, isolating, okay? But they also define duties and things. But most people go to the negative of that and they focus on, that's not my job because this is my title. The CEO of the company should never forget what it means to mop and sweep the floors that he walks on each and every day. He should never forget that, and the individuals who do that, so that he can or she can enjoy a clean floor. Never forget those people. Okay. Rum chata and mimosas. Rum chata is, I don't think I've ever had that. I'm not a mixed drink kind of person, really. Um, I'm a more of a wine, and even now, it's funny because even with the spiritual awakening, my taste buds have changed. So, I used to be a huge red wine drinker. I used to, especially Malbecs, Malbec, man, right? And the more robust, the drier, the I love that, right? My palate is completely changed from that today, and it's funny. So today, I used to think that like Chardonnays and lighter like was yuck, right? But today, if I do get wine, I tend to go with one of those. And if I go with a red, typically it's a Pinot Noir, right? So my taste buds have changed even through this spiritual process, dark night of the soul and awakening and all of that, and ascension and continue to ascend. It's not a one time, one deal thing. You're constantly every day, right? You're maturing every day. Okay? Just like you are hopefully physically in some way, if it's not through knowledge, through wisdom or what have you, personal growth. Okay, so what else? Geometry, and anything else here? Oh, Centennial. Centennial, yes, Centennial. I think of a park when I think of Centennial. I don't know. And I wrote down Bartholomew. But Centennial, I think it's in Atlanta. There's a Centennial Park somewhere. That's what I think of when I think of Centennial. Okay, I think of a park. And I don't know why that was. Maybe that's just something. I wrote down things that I know that are just for me, but maybe that Centennial is too. I don't know. So anyway, I hope your day is going well. I hope that you are doing self-reflection and being honest with yourself. Remember, if you do not love yourself with unconditional love, you are incapable. Imagining an infant trying to dunk on a 10-foot rim. It is impossible, if you do not love yourself unconditionally, to give that to someone else. Absolutely impossible. Absolutely impossible. So, it starts at home. Also, last night, I thought about something concerning children, and I said it. Let me think for a moment. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember the exact words. If I remember the exact words, I will share them, of course, even if it's not in this video. But it was along the lines of our dysfunction in society starts at home. Okay? So, specifically, I had mentioned children. So we know children are not born hating. Children are not born racist. Children are not born discriminating against skin colors. We know this. Or ethnicities, races, right? We know this. These things are taught. Okay? So the child that grows up in a home where their parents were unfaithful to one another. One parent was unfaithful to one. Both of them were unfaithful to maybe, right? You cheat on me, I'm going to go cheat on you, right? That child is going to have to deal with whatever wounding that creates within them. Okay? If their mother or father was a rolling stone, they're going to have to deal with what they saw in those years that they lived with them and they saw men and women come in and out of their house constantly. They're going to have to deal with that childhood wound. That parent put those other men and women above them and ignored them as a child. That child is going to have to deal with those childhood wounds. So it starts in the house. So if your parents grew up, and this is how generational curses go on for centuries, millennia, This is how. This is how. This is how. Okay. So, and just I'm thinking about how amazing it is to have been physically here to witness the change of a millennia, right, from 99 to 2000. But with that, kids, they can only mirror what they see. There is no do as I say and not as I do. There is none of that. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Okay? They are going to do what you do far more than they do what you say. So if you want to change the way your child is acting, change the way you are acting. If you want your child to change the way they're acting, change what you put in front of your child. You don't want them using profanity? Stop using profanity in front of them and stop letting them watch things that have profanity in it. Okay? Right? They're still under your guardianship. They are your responsibility. Again, that's why police bring them back home. If they were not your responsibility, they would get locked up. They wouldn't come back. Police wouldn't bring them back to your house, right? So you are still responsible for that individual. Okay? So, yes, be aware of the seeds you're sowing. I wrote down that the words I shared earlier about the sower gets more, but the sower gets more of what they sow is the full statement, right? So you get more of what you sow. So I am a big sower. Okay? I have no problem handing out a $20 bill, right? Because I know for a fact I'll be the first millionaire in my family, so I'm not worried about that. But what you want to do is you want to be aware of the things you are allowing your kids to do, see, hear, write, all of that. And the individuals they're hanging around. Okay? If you want to change, now, so let's say, for instance, if you have a rebellious child, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried this. Here's what you should try. Here's an experiment. During your meditation time, that time, okay? During your meditation, imagine your child conducting themselves the way you desire for them to conduct themselves. Now, in order for the manifestation in them to come about, you have to be positioned correctly. So, what does that look like? Okay? If you run around and all your kid does is see you drinking constantly, right? If that's all they see, they're going to grow up and either be an alcoholic or they're going to grow up and detest the one who has the alcohol consumption issue. Neither is good. Okay? Neither is good. Because that creates a hate in that child for people who are alcoholics. But what happens when their divine purpose is to come up with something that crushes the 100-year-old AA process meeting program, right? Because the one mistake that AA makes is convincing you that you are forever an alcoholic. That is the one mistake that AA does. That is the one mistake. You stand up for as long as you're in that program and you say, I am an alcoholic. That is, you want to talk about affirmations? How in the hell is somebody supposed to heal in a program that constantly asks you to profess, I'm an alcoholic? Really? Where's the manifestation? Because that's all you're going to manifest. All right? And it's just going to be a cycle. And that's why often they end up back in AAs, they fall off the wagon, blah, 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 right? And it doesn't matter what it is, AA, drug, intervention programs, whatever it is. That is why they end up falling off. Okay? So if you're going to do this, in your meditation, and you're going to see your child or your husband the way that you desire to see them now. You have, again, like I said, you have to make sure you're positioned correctly, and your heart has to be pure when you're imagining those things. So you can't be trying to influence someone's will. You can't do that. Okay? The Father will not allow it. I'm reminded of the movie Bruce Almighty, right? When Morgan Freeman told Jim Carrey, you can do whatever you want to, but you cannot influence someone's will. You can't do that. The Father, He does not influence our will. He gave us free will. We can follow Him, not follow Him, follow Him today, not follow Him tomorrow, not follow Him ever, follow Him forever. Free will. We can marry that person, not marry that person, have kids, not have kids, live there, not live there. It's a choice. He gives guidance, but we don't have to take it. It's in our best interest to, but He gave us free will. Okay? This is why you're the only one you can control 100%, because your kids have a will. Your husband, your wife, they have a will. Your companion, they have a will. Your dog, your cat, they all have a will. Okay? The hamster has a will. Yes, and that hamster uses that will for whatever he wants to do it. And I don't mean W-H-E-E-L, right? They have W-I-L-L, right? Which I guess is W-H-E-E-L is actually pronounced wheel. Right? Americans are lazy-tongued people. Yeah, right? Make sure your heart is in a good place. Recognize you can't change. You can't impose your will on someone else's will. You can't do that. Now, as their parent, you can make them do that, right? You can scare them into submission, right? And some kids need to have a healthy fear of their parents. They do. They need to know, if I do this, I will get jacked. If I do this, my mom or my dad, something's coming after me, right? They need to understand that. Why? Because it keeps them in their lane, right? In the diversity video, I spoke about, or no, maybe it was in the video that I'm not going to post. I spoke about track, right? Track running, right? Relays, okay? And how in most of those cases, outside of long distance running, so if you're running miles around the track, you don't need to stay in your own lane. But if you are running relays, if you are running most any other race, you need to stay in your own lane. And if you step out of your lane, you're disqualified. Okay? So that's a life lesson. Stay in your lane. What's your lane? Your lane should be unconditional love, easy to forgive, right? And agape love. Okay? That's what the unconditional love, well, that's part of agape love is unconditional love. Okay? Or agape love is part of unconditional love. Okay? So yes. So again, thank you so much. I think I'm going to call this, I don't know, channel messages or something. I'm not sure. I might just leave the date on this one. I don't know. So yes, thank you so much again for all of the subscribers. We're at 20. And for those of you who tune in on a regular basis, outside of the gang stalkers, copycats, all that stuff, thank you so much. And even to them, you know what? I'll let my light shine. Maybe it'll help them to turn off, or at least walk away from functioning in their shadow, low vibration, vengeful, vindictive, witchcraft working, evil ass spell place to a place that is bright, that is shining, that is glowing, that is full of life, not full of death. Okay? So yeah, that's to you, copycats, doppelgangers, stalkers, trolls. Take that. So anyway, my name's Nehru. You've been tuned into The Encourager. Enjoy your Saturday. Today is 12/2/2023. Enjoy your Saturday, whatever you do, college football. I'll be watching highlights. Yeah, enjoy your day. Get outside. Maybe spend some time in nature. Get yourself regrounded. And look forward to sharing tomorrow a 7-day a 7-day challenge with you. Yeah, so look forward to sharing that with you tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Be encouraged.